Hi, in today's video we're going to convert a geojson file into a CSV file using ogr2ogr on the command line. So what I've got here is MapHub, which is a mapping service, and it allows you to download your map in a geojson format. So what I've got here is the group with all these markers in selected, and what I'm going to do is click this download button and then select MapHub geojson, and that's going to download a JSON file. So what I'm going to do now is actually convert that geojson file to a CSV file using a program called ogr2ogr, which is part of the GDAL suite of GPS applications. So what I've got is, let me move that file to the desktop. I'll just rename it. It's got a geojson extension, but we can also actually rename that with just JSON. So I'm just going to rename that as input.json so that it matches the code that I'm using in this example. So we have this input.json file here, and what I'm going to do is use this program called ogr2ogr to convert that JSON file into a CSV file. Now, by default, when you're using this application, it ignores the geometry features in a when it's converting the file. So by default, it will actually ignore the longitude and latitude in the JSON file. So we need to specify a special option so that when we convert the JSON file into a CSV file, it will create X and Y columns for the longitude and latitude that is extracted from the JSON file. So the command we're going to run here is ogr2ogr -f, which is to specify the output format. In this case, it's going to be CSV, and the output file is going to be called output.csv, and the input file in this case is called input.json. And at the end, what we have is this -lco option with geometry equals as_xy. And what that will do is, when we convert the JSON file into a CSV file, it is going to create X and Y columns for the latitude and longitude. By default, what it does is it will create, as you can see in this note here, this will create X and Y columns in the CSV file where X is longitude and Y is latitude. So after we've converted the file, we're also going to actually process the file a bit further to reorder the columns and rename X and Y to longitude and latitude. So let's run this command in the terminal and create the convert the JSON file into a CSV file. So as you can see here, I now have an output.csv file, and again, the command I ran was ogr2ogr -f CSV for the output format, output.csv, input.json -lco geometry equals as_xy. So I now have a output.csv file, and we can use the CSV cut command to look at the columns that have actually been created from that conversion process. So as I say, we have the X and Y, the title, the description, and these are these things down here are actually MapHub specific. These are the group that the location is in, because in MapHub you can create different groups to organize stuff. The marker color, the marker symbol, you know, that's the icon on the marker, and then the marker color. So what we want to do is actually extract the title, description, the longitude and latitude into a new file, and then rename the X and Y columns. So what we're going to do is run CSV cut -c, and what this will allow us to do is specify the columns we want to extract from the CSV file. So I want to have the title, the description, and for this demo we'll ignore these MapHub specific items. Well, actually no, we'll put them back in, and then I'll re-upload it to MapHub. Well, after you've done it, you can actually convert the CSV file back into a JSON file and upload it to MapHub. But what I want to do is reorder these columns so we have title, description, and then longitude and latitude, and then these other options. So I'm going to pull out the third column, the fourth column, and then the X and Y. And what I want to do is X will be longitude and Y will be latitude. So what I want to do is actually reorder them so we have latitude and then longitude. So I'm going to pull out the second column, then the first column, second column, then the first column, and then the remaining columns here. And I'll put this into a new file. So I'll call this new file.csv. And if I have a look at that file, what you'll see here is we got the title, description, Y, X, group, marker, marker color. So what I want to do is basically open that file, and I'm just going to change the column names here. I'm going to call this latitude, latitude, okay. So as you can see here, we've got the title, description, latitude, longitude, group, marker symbol, marker color. So you can see here, this is the title, the description, which contains these other bits here. Then we have the coordinates, the latitude, the longitude, and then this is basically other sort of information. I think this is the group that the or the I think this may be the marker symbol for the location. So that would be the icon on the marker. So you can see there we've basically now got the title, the description, the latitude and longitude that we've converted from the JSON file back into a CSV file. And again, the command that we used was ogr2ogr -f csv output.csv, then the input file, and again the most important options are these ones at the end, which will extract the latitude and longitude from the JSON file and then create X and Y columns in the CSV file, where the X is the longitude and the Y is the latitude. And then once we've got that step, we basically reorder the columns and renames the X and Y columns to longitude and latitude, because when you're using a mapping application, they will expect longitude and latitude columns and may not auto-detect X and Y columns, and having X and Y in your CSV file as the column names isn't as obvious what they are as longitude and latitude. So that's how we can convert a JSON file into a CSV file and extract the latitude and longitude into different columns.